In total, how much time did you actually serve?
1989 to 2009. So I did like 9.5 years.
Okay. And so, what was that road like that you traveled inside from the time you got in to the time you came in contact with the power of people? What was that like?
Oh, well, anyway, after I got out in 2010, I ended up getting another charge, and I was in St. Cloud, and I saw these men come there. I'm like, who is these men? They had suits on, and they made a big impression on me, and I was like, I was really overwhelmed. I'm like, I got to know these guys. I got to get to know them. And so I listened to them. I was inspired by them. And so I said, well, I want to talk to them. So after they finished, I went down and I talked to Shane Price, and I told him, man, how can I get up with you? Your words and the other guy's testimony, it was just so powerful, and it struck a chord in my body. So from there on, he said, well, when you get where you're going, then you look me up, I'll be there. And sure enough, he was there, and I mean, it was just like a turnaround, it was just like someone I knew all my life, but I didn't really know him, but he was there and he was very inspiring, inspirational, and it just had life in them, and the guys, they was just so powerful with their testimony, and that's what inspired me.
Wow. And so, what was the dynamic inside? And you kind of already answered this, but what was it about the dynamic that attracted you to POP inside? Like aside from, how they carried themselves and what you like, what was it that just attracted you to the power of people?
I think it was a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight. I was a broken person, and it's just uplifting, and it just had so much to give, and I can just feel it, I can feel the core.
Wow. And so, why did you buy into the power of people versus the other programs?
I went to a lot of programs, but that's all they was, program. It wasn't. They didn't speak life into my body or into my mind. And so when I decided that I wanted to be part of Power of the People, I had to dig back. I had to dig back and had to go all the way back. He took me all the way back to my childhood and brought me all the way up. And this is the reason why you do this and this. And so, like I said, it was just mind blowing, and the thing about it is, he didn't try to comfort me like no kid or baby or nothing like that. He gave it to me in a raw, and that's what I needed.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So after you completed the program, like what made you stay on and continue to be a part of the POP movement?
You know what? When I did get out, let me take you back there. When I did get out, it's a thing was called Second Chance, where they was trying to get guys to vote, and I became part of that, and that was great. We went down in St. Paul City Hall down there, and man, we went through different offices and things like that. That was really powerful too. So that was another turning point, and so I mean, I really got a lot out of it, Every time I got, and then when I got out, it was so, I wasn't really expecting everything that I had got, but he was very inspirational in getting jobs and stuff like that. He said, you got to go to work, you got to work. You don't work, you don't work, you don't eat. And so, yeah, that was it.
Wow. Powerful, man. Can you think of any ways that POP may have been able to support you on any level?
Well, to be truthful with you, I done seen POP when they opened doors when other people couldn't open doors. And
Mm.
it was things that he have done, not just for me, done before me, so and the POP leadership, I mean, so powerful, people recognize, oh yeah, 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 I know that. I read the book. Yeah, so
So, where do you think you would be if it wasn't for POP?
I've been to a lot of different programs and stuff like that, and they give out certificates, and that's it for them 30 days. But he leave a mark on you, and once you get a taste of it, you want more, So, and if it wasn't for Pops and Dr. Vernon, um, I still would be lost, I still would be lost, But he never gave up on me, even if, when I done turned my back or whatever. He still seen about me.
Mm. Wow, that's powerful, man. And so, well, I personally want to say before we conclude this that it's been a pleasure watching you come out and hit the ground running. Um, because it's not an easy thing to do, transitioning from in there to out here. Um, but I admire your leadership, your motivation, and your drive that you have to stay free and to do the right thing. And I'm telling you this because I personally witness it. I see it. I see you speak life into your own future, which is something that he also taught us to do.
Yeah.
And you don't get caught up in woe is me and start feeling sorry for yourself. You don't do none of that. You speak power with authority over your life, and you have a spiritual foundation, which is key because those are key factors in leadership. And my last question: if you could say anything to Dr. Verna or Brother Shane Price right now, what would it be?
Well, to Dr. Vernon Price, it's one powerful speech she gave me, and uh, when I did go back, it was about to push. And it was a guy. He was so disrespecting his mother, and I just had to jump in, in one of the groups, and I told him, I said, look, I say, you sit up there and you talk like that about your mother, but I want to tell you something. If it wasn't for the push, you would be here. And that's Dr. Vernon Price. That was a line that really caught my heart. And for Brother Price, Shane Price, man, just keep doing what you're doing, because you inspire young men, to be the best that they can be. And so, I just look up to you, and I'm quite sure a lot of other people look up to you too. So, I think that by the grace of God, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, thank you very much, both of you.